Thank you for joining me. I'm Scott Ryan. Well, I thought it was a joke. I laughed hysterically when I saw on ESPN today that the Cleveland Browns have hired Norv Turner as the offensive coordinator. This team is so pathetic. This city is cursed. It is destined to forever being losers because I joked about that weeks ago. I said, why don't the Browns just hire Norv Turner? It was a joke. It was the most sarcastic thing that I could think of to shed light on the idiocy of the way this team is run, no matter who owns it. And, of course, now they hired Norv Turner. You can't find a more recycled loser in the NFL today. There is no one more recycled, no one more pathetic than Norv Turner, professionally speaking. He's probably a very nice man. He strikes me as an affable gentleman, and I have no reason to think otherwise, so nothing personal. This is so sad. And this guy they hired as coach, it's pathetic. They're going to be going through another couple of years. They would have been better if they had just kept. I think most fans, and I can't speak for them, but I know I can speak for myself, I would have preferred that they had just kept with Shurmur than to go and hire these two bozos, Norv Turner. Seriously. And you had a Ohio-born and bred champion, Jim Tressel, available. Everywhere he goes, he wins. He trounces. He has championship. He has winning in his blood. He has proven that. I was campaigning for that back before they hired Holmgren. And I remember people telling me, no, Holmgren, he's got a great record. And I said, it's only going to be a couple years, and then Holmgren will be gone, and we'll be back at square one. And now we hired these two losers, and now I'm going to say, I'm done with this stupid team. I'm really sick of it. Why should I invest my time rooting for such incompetent buffoons? You change owners, it's like business as usual. He hit the ground running, this Haslam, in the traditional Cleveland idiocy, losing ways. They can't see anything obvious. They would be better off if they had kept Mangini or Sherman. But these, give me a break. Oh, and the people that say, well, Tressel wasn't available. He's coaching the University of Akron. That is ridiculous. He was available. Yes, I know that Jim Tressel went to Akron, and he said he wasn't interested in coaching the NFL. The bottom line is he had to say that. What else are you going to say? He wasn't offered anything in the NFL because the Cleveland Browns are imbeciles. They wouldn't have a morsel of sense to even broach that subject. It would never occur to them. You're talking about obstinate morons. You think if they came and said, we want to hire you as coach of the Cleveland Browns, he would turn it down? No. He's talked about that over the past decade when he was at Ohio State. He said that would be the only other job that he would be interested in. So he wasn't offered the job, and he took this job coaching Akron, University of Akron. So what is he supposed to say when he's there at a press conference? Well, I really would have preferred to coach the Browns, but this'll do. Cleveland, you are forever destined to disgrace, forever destined to choking, because you can't pick a winner. You're obstinate against basic sense. Coach after coach, manager, GM after GM, and now owner after owner, the city is destined to being losers. If they had gone to Tressel, he would most assuredly been the coach of the Cleveland Browns. But this team doesn't have the perspicacity to even contemplate such a possibility. Because he left Ohio State a champion, a winner, but had stepped down because he was doing what he felt was best, the right thing to do, something very rare that most coaches would never do, or any leader of any organization would have the integrity to do, to step down for the benefit of the organization or for the country, whatever the case may be. So they coach, they want to hype up this Chip Kelly and other hot hands. That's what it is. We're talking about like amateur investors make the same mistakes. Speaking from my own background, You have amateur investors in the world. They want the next hot stock pick, whatever's hot, they want to jump on it when it's already made its move. And they know nothing about the fundamentals. It's the same thing. This clearly incompetent Cleveland organization has made the same mistakes because they were going after the hot hand, or Brian Kelly, or anybody that's hot, and they will not consider a champion who by all rights is destined for this position. No, they go out and hire some third-rate losers who want to keep their paychecks coming in. The Browns deserve what they get, and they are destined for more years of losing. You see the Baltimore Ravens, all those decades that you rooted for the Browns, and they choked. They just couldn't get to the big game. And then Modell moves the Ravens out of Cleveland. How many years go by? A couple? And they're at the Super Bowl with a ring? And now look at them, year after year in the playoffs. Now maybe going to the Super Bowl again. May win another one. Wow, aren't we unlucky? If only that were still the Browns and still in Cleveland. You might say to yourself, well, no. Because it would be in Cleveland, and it would have been an entirely different story. There's something really unbelievable. I'm starting to think that it really couldn't have happened in Cleveland. I mean, it's fate. As soon as they get out of Cleveland, this Raven team that used to be the Browns, would they have done the same thing if they were still Cleveland? Probably not. Well, it's sad. Each season that goes by, I'm watching less and less of the Browns. To the point where next year I don't think I'm going to watch a single game. They're not worthy of it. It's idiocy, and I'm done with it. It's a waste of my time. They should pay us to watch them. Jimmy Haslam, that's pathetic. Pathetic. Any fan with basic sense would prefer that you had done nothing and kept things the way they were than this ridiculous move that you just made. Thanks for nothing. Sorry for the contempt. It reminds me, like when I did that video several weeks ago before a coach was hired, and I was lobbying for the only sensible choice, Jim Tressel. I was getting these wannabe pundits, experts, pseudo-experts, who were saying, no, disdainfully, no, I don't want Tressel ball here. I don't want to see them kicking field goals all day long. This is the NFL. These people are clearly exposing their ignorance just by saying that. I've been watching Tressel from the beginning of his career at Youngstown State and watched all those championships. And I remember very well Tressel ball as when they were playing Alcorn State. I remember when they defeated Alcorn State for the national championship against the quarterback you might have heard of by the name of Steve McNair. And I remember this high-powered offense at YSU that was, I think they scored over 50 points that game. And McNair threw for over 500 yards that game and still lost to YSU. That was Tressel ball. And what that tells me is that Jim Tressel knows how to win with the talent he has. He knows how to use the talent he has at the time, at the appropriate time, depending on the circumstances and depending upon who he is playing. The guy is a winner. He is a brilliant man, and he's from Cleveland, Ohio, and he should have been the coach. But the Browns are destined to more of the same, decades more of switching coaches, loser players. Even if they get close, even if they become contenders, what's the point? They're still going to be losers. They're still going to choke like they always did. It's sad. It is really sad. Cleveland fans have nothing about which to be excited. Norv Turner, people. Norv freaking Turner. Need I say more? Unbelievable. Thank you for joining me. I'm Scott Ryan.